Overall and per proxy peaks are listed. Overall attitude and service of front desk staff. Overall attitude and service of housekeeping staff. Overall attitude and service of pool attendants. Overall authority is vested in the Supreme Council. Overall business slipped for the first time in a month. Overall consumer demand for electronics was soft for a few years. Overall energy consumption reduced by 8.66%. Overall gambling does nothing but leave open and loose ends in our nation's economy. Overall harmonization would improve the business model. Overall, I do not see any significant labor market downside for the UK. Overall, it has been broadly kept in line with inflation. Overall, it was a perfect day. Overall, just glad it's back on the air. Overall satisfaction with the outboard engine. Overall, there remains much to do. Overall, though, I think this is a decent selection. Overall, triumph still hung in the balance. Overall, use of illicit drugs showed little change. Overall, year-to-date book sales as of December 1-2. Overall, a third of the patients lived for 5 years. Overall, about 5% of participants said they check their weight every day, while 15% weigh themselves daily. Overall, age plays a big role in relationships in Korea. Overall, being positive is the best way to overcome the Monday blues. Overall, both groups had similar lung impairments. Overall, business is taking a turn for the better. Overall, coffee shops have become a multi-purpose venue for various activities. Overall, copiers have made desk work much easier. Overall, cotton swabs are used for various purposes in our lives. Overall, Democrats are in high spirits. Overall, despite the presence of local dialects, Koreans don't have any trouble communicating at all. Overall, early English education has both pros and cons. Overall, family holidays are the busiest season for delivery companies. Overall, finding a house you like is not easy. Overall, group chat rooms are very helpful in making communication more efficient. Overall, guidelines suggest that people eat breakfast. Overall, he was a great teacher. Overall, his classes were some of the most memorable classes I remember back from school. Overall, hotels in Korea are very nice and they are very pleasant to visit. Overall, however, the legislation is justified. Overall, I am not the best swimmer, but I'm glad I know how to swim. Overall, I am very happy with my life and hope that I will have a wonderful college life for the next 4 years. 4. Overall, I can save time by making appointments because I don't have to wait. Overall, I can't imagine living without my smartphone now. Overall, I had a very pleasant stay at that hotel. Overall, I like her taste in fashion. Overall, I like to interact with people online and mingle with friends at social gatherings. Overall, I listen to music almost everywhere anytime I want. Overall, I really enjoy taking the KTX. Overall, I support the resolution and I voted in favor. Overall, I think getting quality sleep is very important for our health. Overall, I think I burn roughly 700 to 800 calories whenever I work out. Overall, I think I gave my parents a hard time in my teenage years. Overall, I think I spent some meaningful time the last time I took some days off. Overall, I think it's a good dish. Overall, I think it's useful. Overall, I think our phones sometimes interrupt our daily lives. Overall, I think parks are great places to have. Overall, I think people laughed a lot. Overall, I think staff dinners are good in that they help improve the chemistry among coworkers. Overall, I think taking good care of our hands is the first step in maintaining our health. Overall, I think taking good care of our hands is the first step in staying healthy. Overall, I think the microwave is one of the most important home appliances. Overall, I think the weather is getting more extreme. Overall, I think this is a common thing people experience when they get a new phone. Overall, I try to get my mind off of work during lunch breaks. Overall, I was not that impressed. Overall, I'd say our proposal was a smashing success. Overall, I'd say yes. Overall, I'm a great believer in downright lies. Overall, I'm glad I am a person who enjoys sports. Overall, I'm glad to have a place that I can rely on when I need to get my groceries. Overall, I'm not a fashionable person. Overall, I'm not that fashionable, but I do pay attention to detail when I dress. Overall, it doesn't seem to be competitive in terms of its economics. Overall, it is a hard time for people who are looking for a place to live in. Overall, it is a noteworthy part of film history. Overall, it is important to maintain a coherent message. Overall, it is less likely that these tests can be answered unambiguously. Overall, it seems that the population of Korea is steadily decreasing. Overall, it took me a full week to get used to the new phone. Overall, it took me some time to get used to Instagram. Overall, it was a dark film. Overall, it was a very enjoyable dinner. Overall, it was a very successful party. Overall, it was better than I expected. Overall, it was one of the most memorable movies that I have watched recently. Overall, it's not that bad. Overall, Koreans are getting used to their new addresses. Overall, matters affecting young people have not been canvassed enough in the campaign. Overall, mobile games have changed how people spend their free time. Overall, mobile tickets have made our lives easier. Overall, more than 200 cities were considered. Overall, more than a quarter of Americans say they procrastinate. Overall, my hairstylist did a very good job. Overall, new technology is giving moviegoers more options to choose from. Overall, newspapers have become a lot more diverse nowadays. Overall, Night of Champions was a paradoxical PPV. Overall, online maps have made our lives much easier. Overall, our enrollment is up 50% from this time last year. Overall, people can breeze through banking chores these days. Overall, people feel very refreshed after a good body scrub. Overall, pet cafes are a fun part of Korea's cafe culture. Overall, phone cases have become a fashion statement. Overall, renting items is a good way to use big-ticket items without breaking the bank. Overall, smoke detectors of fire alarms play a very important role in saving people's lives. Overall, social media have their pros and cons. Overall, social networking is a great way to follow up on your friends. Tins. Overall, some meetings are quite short while others can last for hours. Overall, South Koreans are eating less beef. Overall, 10 pitchers, 2 catchers, 7 infielders and 5 outfielders were selected for the team. Overall, texting has become one of the most general means of communicating in our lives. Overall, the economy is not bad. Overall, the film is a major disappointment. Overall, the future of Korea's economy is very bright. Overall, the mobile game market is growing at an incredible rate. Overall, the moving went smoothly, but it was quite an exhausting day. Overall, the ongoing battle against hacking will continue to be a big issue. Overall, the picture eventually weaseled its way into my favor. Overall, the popularity for studios will only rise in the years to come. Overall, the savings in network traffic is significant. Overall, the thrust of the bill is laudable. Overall, the top scores came from Gwangju, while the lowest scores came from Incheon. Overall, the viewers are enjoying these new reality TV shows. Overall, there are many ways to donate money at the end of the year. Overall, these bullet trains have really changed the way people travel in Korea. Overall, these changes have had a major impact on user patterns. Overall, these messaging apps have changed the way people communicate. Overall, these statistics suggest good agreement. Overall, they feel better living as a married couple. Overall, they played conservative but not exciting football. Overall, they show their most natural characteristics. Overall, they tend to do more of everything. Overall, this is a very useful book. Overall, this movie was alright, just a little corny. Overall, this one is decent, but not great. Overall, vacuum cleaners have changed how we clean the house drastically. Overall, we felt refreshed after the hike. Overall, you handled it tactfully. Overall, your presentation was a success.